Yo, what you saying, guys? It is your boy Masood HQ for the first episode of the Hustler's Ambition podcast. Now, this is the first episode. I have no idea how it's gonna kind of turn out to be, but this starting a podcast or sharing advice or even like being on a video platform for a consistent amount of time is something that I always wanted to get to do ever since I was like 14, 15 years old. I remember I made a very extremely cringy video back in the day on how I wanted to start a YouTube channel and whatnot. But I've always wanted to do something like this. And I've got a YouTube channel, and this would be dropping on a weekly basis on my YouTube channel. But this podcast is basically something for people that want to get into business, that want to become entrepreneurs. And I know becoming an entrepreneur in this day and age is very, very popular, as it seems like a more feasible way to make money and make a decent income. I just thought I wanted to create a platform where people who are experts in certain fields, like creative fields like photography, filmmaking, to fields like business, finance, sneakers, whatever the case may be, and give them and have them share their tips on the industry, just so anyone at home watching can get a better understanding of if they don't feel like getting into a traditional job landscape, that there is options out there for them, and they don't need to try out numerous jobs or standard 9-to-5 jobs to make a decent level of income. They can in fact just sit at home and sell flipping sponges on eBay and make a decent amount of money. So yeah, I just want to start off with a little introduction about me. My name is Masood, like I've said, and I've been a serial entrepreneur for most of my life. I mean, I think I started getting into business when I always wanted to make money. Like, I ain't gonna front. I always wanted to make money, and I always liked the concept of working for yourself. My family structure has always restricted me to do certain jobs. For example, I'm a very practical person. I love getting my hands dirty, and I'm not very theory oriented. That's probably why I didn't do the best in school. I was very, traditionally you would think someone who has glasses and someone who is of my stereotypical look would be good academically in school, but that wasn't the case. I was only good at one subject, and that was maths, and that was because I studied my arse off for that one subject, because when I first started studying maths in school, I was rubbish at it. But that's besides the point. The point is, bro, I left school with 4 GCSEs, and that's hard for me to say because not everyone says that and is public about it. But yeah, 4 GCSEs. I left my school with 4 GCSEs. I barely got into university. I don't know how I got into university. My route to university was ridiculous, and even when I graduated from university, somehow I graduated by just the bare bones, the skin of the teeth. I don't know how I graduated. Like, I handed in my dissertation on the month of the deadline, and I literally just pieced together whatever notes I had and I handed it in. But the main thing, I graduated, and then straight out of university, the main pressures of coming from an Asian family hit you, of making money, getting married, finding a job, supporting your family. And me being the eldest in my family, it is very hard to kind of focus on your dreams and build something that is sustainable for your family as well. So I wanted to kind of create a podcast, more of a therapeutic thing for myself and anyone else that goes through places or goes through certain situations where they feel like, okay, I wish I had someone else that is going through what I'm going, and I'm sure there are podcasts out there that help, but nothing for the type of person like me. Like, I'm a young British Muslim entrepreneur, and there was nothing out there for young British Muslim entrepreneurs. I don't really want to put this podcast in a particular box either, that it has to only be for young British Muslims. It can be for young wherever. It's for young entrepreneurs, for people to get a better understanding on what type of industries are profitable for them. And if you feel like become a photographer or a sneaker reseller or a video guy, or I don't know, someone who wants to, become a masseuse for a living, or a cook, or a chef, or whatever the case may be, if you feel like you want to do something and you want to know, okay, I want to do this, and is there money in it? Can I do this long term? Then this is the podcast that you need to listen to, because every week I'm going to be putting out dope content on advice on different industries, events that you can go to and make a name for yourself. And this is just an all-round dope business podcast. This is going to be the #1 business podcast on iTunes, inshallah, in the next couple of years. And I'm going to make sure I say that, because I know that when I set goals, I say it vocally, because now I'm held accountable with what I say. Now, whether this could become a massive flop and no one can hear about it, or like if I stay consistent enough, it will inshallah catch on and become a thing where people could know me by, and hopefully main benefit is to benefit more people by as well. So that's basically the Hustler's Ambition podcast. And yeah, I hope you guys like the content to come on this podcast. My main goal is to help as many people as possible with business, with advice, with entrepreneurship. Coming from a background where I come from, I do feel I can help a lot of people. Not to say I'm an expert on anything, but I do know a thing or two about a thing or two, because have dabbled in a lot of fields on my entrepreneurship journey, and I'm still hustling. So I'll see you guys in the next one. This is just a brief introduction to what this podcast is about and what you guys can expect, and I hope to see you on episode 2 of the I'll flip and F that up. I hope to see you guys on episode 2 on the Hustler's Ambition podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next time. Peace.